Here we go. Welcome to my 14 subscribers. Thought it's about time to share a little bit with you here. I'm going into Tmux and just checking that I'm in the right folder. It's looking good. I've got a script here. It's letting me download a podcast, wget, into this file ngp.mp3. Once I get it, basically running a call to deepgram, which will convert the audio into a transcript for me. Instructions in this link here. Once you've got your XML with your podcast episodes, we're using XQ command line tool to extract the URL at this location. It's kind of like nested JSON, but XML, I guess. The only quirk in doing this is that you've got to update XQ. Well, it's XQ, JQ, and YQ using Brew. Once you get it, you'll be able to extract the URL that you need along with the title. So I guess we could just run an example here for you. Let me see. No next window, so we're just gonna use Tmux. Yep, so curl pulled the list of podcast episodes from NPR, and then we used XQ to get the URL, list of URLs, and then list them out. That's not that useful, but I think I've got one here already. It's my NBA gambling podcast if you want some tips. But I think it'd be nice to get new episode. So let's do that. I think that's right. That seemed to be the right URL. So let me just hop into here. That one's pre-downloaded. We'll go for a new one. Invalid token. Why do you have an invalid token? And I bet you this is where I'm running into issues. Bear with me. Yeah, so the URL that you need is different from what I had in my script due to a redirect. So I think we just update that. Just make a note of it here to update later. But which one's the latest? Copy.
is Thursday, May 9th.
Thursday, May 9th, right? That's pretty close. Let's see if it's this one here.
The NBA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Rogue Fantasy. Best Ball Mania is live with $15 million. And welcome everybody to the NBA Gambling Podcast here at Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Scott Rochelle, joined again by Alante Smith. I know we did the MLB show yesterday, our pack for the NBA show. However, there is a slight tweak to the actual format today. Instead of going through just the games for the following day, we're also going to cover the Sunday games as well. So keep that in mind. One weekend show, we're going to cover the Saturday games and the Sunday games. So if you...
All right, this is the one. Because we're doing weekends. And it's Sunday today, so it's got to be this one. Just going to manually update that. Doesn't look like a very good URL injector. All right, so what I'm going to do is call this script. It will download the MP3 into this file name. And then I've got another variable here called output.text. What that will do is call the deepgram API here. I've got a token which I need to buzz out in the recording, and then I'll get a transcript back. So now that I've upgraded the MP3 I want to download, that's what I'll run there, and I'm getting some kind of funny issue. wget doesn't like it. So tmux, I think it's not using bash, is it? So what was this name of the script here? Let's try again. That should work now. This is going on with my wget working here. It's not. Library not loaded. What a bloody detour. Oops, that's the error message. Yep. Goodbye, error message. So here's a podcast episode. Now let's get the transcript. While that's happening, let's flick back over Summarise Pod. We're at 21%. Time left, 1 minute. While we do that, let's have a look at this OpenAI API. And so I'm loading the API key. I'm opening the transcript that I'm downloading now in the background, which is just about done. That's done. And then I want to split the text into word blocks in blocks of 10,000. And I've got this function, summarise audio chunk. I've got links above as to where I've sourced all these functions, all the instructions on how to use these. And then using GPT-4 1106 preview, I'm giving the instruction to summarize the commentary into a few sentences or points for each match. And then for each chunk, I want to write these notes into a text. And you can see last time I did this was in January. So let's just update that to today. So I think it's a fairly long episode. So let's go back and have a look at. Okay, we haven't, like, we've downloaded the MP3 file, run the deepgram API, so we should have a transcript here. Oops, why aren't you letting me? It's just all in one sentence, is it? Cat output. Let's get a word count. 1 does not seem right. Characters and lines, maybe. We're going to try our luck with this summarise pod. We don't have LangChain in this version of Python, so it's pretty annoying. It's running. And we're trying to see if we're getting any output. Is it watch? I can't remember what the function was. Ooh. Here we go. We've got 2 output files. That looks like it worked. Here's the first one. Okay, podcast content mentioned several sponsors. Knicks versus Pacers. Knicks was shorthanded, made adjustments in the third quarter, but eventually lost the game. It's a good summary. The host thought the Knicks were potentially content, but annoyed at a missed opportunity. Yeah, I thought so too. About the Nuggets versus Timberwolves, Denver dominated the game from start to finish, or maintained their lead throughout. Host debated whether Denver had figured out Minnesota, or was it just a strong performance? Thunder versus Mavs. This game is expected to be closely contested, mirroring the series so far. Concerns raised about Doncic's injury. Seems about right. And how about the Cavs and Boston Celtics? Celtics expected to bounce back. That's fair. New York Knicks versus Indiana Pacers, upcoming game. Speculation on series implications. Okay, so that's a pretty good summary. Nothing really new, I don't think. How about these specific game notes? Game 3, they're already summarized. Yeah, but game 4 expectations. Indiana is expected to play with the same intensity they showed in the first half of game 3. There's concerns about the Knicks' sustainable shooting from Dante and the need for the Indiana defense to step up. Indiana might not have its bench play as well in game 4, but still better than game 3. That's a bit weird. Player specific expectations for improved performances from the likes of McConnell, Turner, and Siakam. Now, game 4, Denver versus Minnesota. Jamal Murray looks healthy. Looks like Denver is capable of exploiting Minnesota's weaknesses. Low scoring game was anticipated, with Denver's defense in controlling Minnesota's offense. Prop bets on player performances under for Go Bear. Despite losing game 3, Minnesota is expected to have a better performance in game 4. Prediction was divided. I wonder who had which opinion, but That's handy. Didn't have to listen to the pod. Hope you picked up something. I'll post the links to the different references I've used for this, and catch you in the next one.